So, as most of you know, I have a book shopping problem, and I'm like 90% sure in my last book haul I said I was going on a book buying ban for like 2 or 3 months. Yeah, I lied. I don't even know how many books I have sitting here. Hey guys, it's Tori. Welcome back to my channel. If you haven't seen me before, I make book content, and today we're going to be focusing on all the money I spent on books because I did it again. So honestly, with all that being said, make sure you like, comment, subscribe to my face. Check out all my socials down below, including my Goodreads and my Amazon wishlist, and let's just get into the God knows how many books I decided to buy. Okay, we're gonna start with the packages just to like get them out of the way. So I have 2 packages from Barnes & Noble. The first one only has 1 book in it. Wait, what is in here? Did I seriously never even open this? Okay. So the first book is The Prison Healer by Lynette Noni. So this, Sarah Crowley has been just talking about the series, living, laughing, and loving it. And I genuinely cannot wait to get into this. This is a YA fantasy book. I believe it's like this girl is a healer and she works in a prison, and so she like heals the people in the prison, and then I think like a bad queen or something comes in and she's supposed to be like competing in this contest or something, and the main MC ends up taking her spot, I think. I honestly am not really sure, but I am very excited. I want to read this one like super soon. I've heard it's like so good. It's super floppy, which we love. This one was actually kind of hard to get my hands on. I could not find this in Barnes's, like in store at Barnes, so I ordered it online because they've been having all kinds of sales for premium membership members. So the first one, The Prison Healer. The next Barnes package has 3 books in it. Just a heads up, you're gonna notice a lot of fantasy in here because for some reason I figured that every single fantasy book that Sarah or Destiny ever talked about, I needed to get my hands on. So there is a lot of fantasy in here. So speaking of fantasy, I believe this is a fantasy romance, and that is The Stars Are Dying by Chloe C. Penaranda? I don't know. I don't want to mispronounce, but this cover, literally beautiful. This one, I literally don't know anything, but I think Destiny said something about this being like dark shadows type of man thing, so we got that. We have another fantasy. This one is called Legend of the Huntress by Kay Gooden. This is the first book in the Chosen series. So the back says they had been waiting centuries to find her, to end her, but she would not run, she would rise. We love a powerful MC, especially a female MC. I mean, come on. So once again, Destiny spoke of this in her Amazon book unboxing, I believe, and so I bought it, obviously, as one does. This next one I didn't need yet, but they are putting this series out of the special edition prints, and I own 2 of the 4 that are already out. The 5th book actually comes out super soon, and that is Reckless by Elsie Silver. This cover is so cute with the little boot. I believe this is accidental pregnancy, but a lot of people say it's like done right, like it's a good accidental pregnancy. I haven't read any of these books yet. I plan on it soon or eventually. Not yet. I haven't gotten there yet. I've not been in the mood for a cowboy romance. I've just been mood reading, trying to get out of my reading slump, and obviously when you're in a reading slump you buy a lot of books to try and help you feel something because you can't get yourself to read. So that's what all of these books are, these purchases, you know, that's what they are. But Reckless by Elsie Silver. This next one was a pre-order, and I literally have been waiting on it to film this video, and I just got it right before I started filming. And that is Wildfire by Hannah Grace. This is the second novel in the Maple Hills series. The first one is Icebreaker, which was her debut novel. I'm literally so excited to read this. I cannot wait to start this book. As soon as I finish my current read, I'm jumping into this one. I've been waiting for this one. I pre-ordered it literally months ago, so I'm so excited to get into this book. I've heard it's really good. A lot of people have read it already, and I'm genuinely so excited. I cannot wait to read another book by Hannah Grace. This is gonna be so good. I already know it. I might as well show you the other romance new release I have before I get into all these fantasy books, because basically everything that's left is all fantasy, and that is Unravel Me by Becca Mack. This is in the Playing for Keeps series. I've read the first one, which is Consider Me, and then the next one is Play With Me, and then Unravel Me. So this is the third and I believe final book in the series. I haven't read the second one yet, but I saw that this came out. I had no idea it was even released, and of course I bought it. I love the special edition covers for these. They all match up really nicely, and this is hockey romance. That's what the series is. The first one is super good. I really enjoyed it, so I can't wait to get into these other two. She has beautiful quotes, and honestly, like, everyone is just, it's like very boy obsessed. Like, he's famous and a player and the girls change them and blah blah blah, but I'm excited nonetheless. Let's get into fantasy. So we have the Book of Azrael. This is book 1 of Gods and Monsters. This is by Amber Nicole. Once again, I honestly know nothing about it. The back says, for thousands of years after the gods' war, the Otherworld has known peace, but soon that will change. An old enemy driven by revenge slowly builds an army behind the scenes. Temples are being ransacked in search of an item long lost. An enemy since the dawn of time must put aside their differences if they have any hope for survival. That sounds really much so high stakes. Oh my gosh. There's a Spotify playlist? Well, that's exciting. I love books like that. And there's a map, which we live, laugh, love. Don't know anything about it. Destiny talked about it, added it right to cart, so you know how it is. Next is Fireborn by Rosary Mundane, but this is a part of a series. I think I saw Sarah talk about this series, potentially, possibly. I don't fully remember. But it says, Annie and Lee were only children when revolution changed their world, giving everyone a chance to test into governing class of dragon riders. Oh, that's why I bought it, because it's about dragons. Okay, that makes sense. Now they are both rising stars in the new regiment, even though Annie's low-born family was executed by dragonfire, while Lee was born to the very aristocrats who used to rule the city. A childhood at the same orphanage forged their friendship, and 7 years of training have made them rivals for the top position in the dragon riding fleet. But everything changes when survivors from the old regiment surface, bent on reclaiming their city. With war on the horizon, Lee must choose to kill the only family he has left or to betray everything he's come to believe in. And Annie must decide whether to protect her dearest friend or step up to the champion her city needs. Loyalty and love are tested in this gripping adventure that asks what matters most, the family you were born into or the one you've chosen. That sounds so good. Maybe I saw this on TikTok because of Fourth Wing. If you don't know, I'm obsessed with Fourth Wing. Oh my god, wing leaders are delicious. So this is a little dragon book, which works for me. The cover is really beautiful as well, and it's also YA, so that's exciting. This next one is very high on my immediate TBR, and that is One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. So this is, I think if you like Fourth Wing, you'll like this one. I believe I talked about this in my fall TBR, but this says, Elspeth needs a monster. The monster might be her. Elspeth Spittle needs more than luck to stay safe in the eerie, mist-locked kingdom of Blunder. She needs a monster. She calls him the Nightmare, an ancient miracle spirit trapped in her head. He protects her. He keeps her secrets. But nothing comes for free, especially magic. When she meets a mysterious highwayman on the forest road, her life takes a drastic turn. Thrust into a world of shadow and deception, she joins a dangerous quest to cure blunder of the dark magic infecting it. Except the highwayman just so happens to be King's own nephew, captain of the most dangerous men in Blunder, and guilty of high treason. I believe the second one in this series comes out in October, and if I like this one, I will most definitely be ordering that one. I'm very excited to get into this. I've heard it's really, really good. Oh my god, the dedication. To the quiet girls with stories in their heads, to their dreams and their nightmares. This is gonna be good. I just know it. I'm so excited to read this one. Next is Kingdom of Frost and Malice by Ashley Mickleo. This is the Winter Court Crowns of Magic series. So this says, a blood slave desperate for freedom, a fake engagement torn between two powerful fae. So we love fae. This is hefty. This is a very hefty book. It's 600 pages. No wonder it's hefty. But we love fae. We also love fake engagement, fake marriage, arranged marriage, all that type of stuff. So this is definitely going to be a fantasy romance for sure. So, or a romantasy, you can say. But once again, I think I saw Destiny talk about this. Basically, any book you see in here, someone else talked about. So, yeah, looks good. We have Court of the Vampire Queen by Katie Robert. I don't remember where I saw this one. It popped up on my like recommended a couple of different times on Amazon. This one is a romance. It says 3 powerfully alluring vampire men and 1 queen to rule them all. Once again, don't know anything about it, but here we are, owning it, spending money on it. Next, 2. I've been waiting on. I pre-ordered these all the way back in April, and they just got here 2 days ago? Yesterday? They got here yesterday. And that is the new exclusive editions of the Crescent City series. So we have the first one, which is House of Earth and Blood, and the second one is House of Sky and Breath. And these covers are actually everything. Like, I literally have no words for how stunning these are. I tried starting Throne of Glass and I just like couldn't get into it. Oh well, that's cool. Okay, nice. I just couldn't get into it. I'm gonna try again. I'm not like quitting because obviously I need to read the entire Massiverse before, just because, well, first of all, I love Sarah J Maas, and second of all, these have to be read last, so I need to read Throne of Glass before I can read these ones. So after I get out of my slump, I'm gonna try to go back and finish Assassin's Blade so that I can really dig deep into the Throne of Glass series. But these are literally stunning. I actually have 2 copies of both because one set is for Alexia, but god, they're beautiful. And if you haven't read anything from Sarah J Maas, I highly recommend. Her books are amazing. Her writing's amazing. Also, it was confirmed that she is writing a 6th book to ACOTAR right now, which, if you don't know, ACOTAR is my all-time favorite fantasy series. I have mine up there, and I have an ACOTAR tattoo. But god, her writing is just everything, and I highly recommend reading Sarah J Maas if you have not already. Please get your hands on the Massiverse. You need to understand the hype revolving around that magnificent woman. Okay, now we're gonna get into the bag. So this bag, literally every book inside of it, I bought all in one trip. I just like went absolutely crazy one day. I was like, I need to go book shopping because it's just what I needed for my soul, you know? And so I bought a lot of books that day, and I have absolutely no regrets, except I have no clue where any of these books are going to go on my bookshelves because they're like practically full. But it's fine. We'll figure it out. It's no big deal, you know? It's fine. So we're just going to dig right in, pick one book off the top and go like that. I don't know. First, we have 3 Dark Crowns by Kendar Blake. So this, like, when I did this trip, I literally just like picked up books, read the back. If I liked it, I put it in the basket. So this one says, in every generation on the island of Fainbrin, A set of triplets is born. 3 queens, all equal heirs to the crown and each possessor of a coveted magic. Mirabella is an elemental, able to spark hungry flames or vicious storms at the snap of her fingers. Catherine is a poisoner, one who can ingest the deadliest poisons without so much as a stomachache. Ara Snow, a naturalist, is said to have the ability to bloom the reddest nose and control the fiercest of lions. But becoming the queen crowned isn't solely a matter of royal birth. Each sister has to fight for it, and it's not just a game of win or lose, it's life or death. The night the sisters turn 16, the battle begins. The last queen standing gets the crown. So I believe there's either 4 or 5 books in this series, and I think I read the back of like the second or third one, and then I was like, oh, this isn't the first in the book. So I had to go back, figure out which the first one was, but the cover is really beautiful and I'm really excited to get into it. I mean, sisters fighting for, you know, like the throne, that sounds good to me. Next we have Fury Born by Claire Legrand. This is the Emperor trilogy. This is the first book. This one says, 2 young women, centuries apart, hold the power to either save their world or doom it. When assassins ambush her best friend, Riley Darndy risks everything to save him, exposing herself as one of a pair of prophesed queens, a queen of light and a queen of blood. To prove she is the Sun Queen, Riley must endure 7 elemental magic trials. If she fails, she will be executed, unless the trials kill her first. 1,000 years later, the legend of Queen Riley is a fairy tale to Elena Furacora, a bounty hunter for the Undying Empire. Elena believes herself untouchable until her mother vanishes. To find her, Elena joins a rebel captain and discovers that the evil of the Empire's heart is more terrible than she ever imagined. As Riley and Elena fight in a cosmic war that spans millennia, their stories intersect, and the shocking connections between them ultimately determine the fate of their world and of each other. So this is once again a series. I don't know how... Oh, it's a trilogy, so 3 books. But once again, I just saw the cover, read the back, sounded good to me, and I bought it. So this next one I bought because of Rachel Catherine. She recently read this and really, really enjoyed it. And I know that you have to like read her books in a specific order to understand them. So this is These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong. So this one says, the year is 1926 and Shanghai hums to the tune of debauchery. Some of these words and names I struggle so bad with. I don't understand what it is. A blood feud between 2 gangs runs the streets red, leaving the city helpless in the grip of chaos. At the heart of it all is 18-year-old Juliet Kai, a former flapper who has returned to assume her role as the proud heir of the Scarlet Gang, a network of criminals far above the law. Their only rivals in power are the White Flowers, who have fought the Scarlets for generations. And behind every move is their heir, Roma Montagov, Juliet's first love and first betrayal. Wow. But when gangsters on both sides show signs of instability, accumulating and clawing out their own throats, the people start to whisper of a monster in the shadows. As the deaths stack up, Juliet and Roma must set their guns and grudges aside and work together, for if they stop this mayhem, then there will be no city left for either to rule. Wow, okay. I don't really know what any of that means, but if Rachel likes it, then I'll hopefully like it too. This next one is the second in a series. I already own the first one. No, I haven't read the first one, but when I saw that this was signed, I had to have it, and that is The Sun in Its Shade by Piper CJ. The first one is Night in Its Moon. I honestly don't remember exactly what the series is about, but my Barnes had a few signed editions, and I don't have signed books, so I grabbed it because I was like, well, what if I love it and I want a signed edition one day, you know? So I grabbed it. Once again, I don't remember what it's about because I bought the first one a while ago, but the cover is stunning and hopefully I enjoy it. And it's a signed book, so that's always really exciting. The next one we have is Ninth House by Lee Bardugo. So this one I believe is dark academia. I know a lot of people really like this book. The cover is like so perfect for this time of year. Like it's just so enticing. I don't really know. But Stephen King has like a note on the top and it says the best fantasy novel I've read in years. And I feel like if Stephen King likes it, it's gotta be good. Definitely dark academia for sure, but I think it'll be good. The next one you guys are totally gonna laugh at me for because it's a part of a trilogy. It's a finished trilogy and I haven't read the first two yet, but when I saw that this one was a special edition, I bought it. So that is Things We Left Behind by Lucy Score. So this is part of the Knock 'Em Out series. There are 3 books in the series as of right now. I saw this on the table of my Barnes, and it's signed by Lucy freaking Score. Like, what? That's actually insane. I haven't read anything by her, but I know she's really beloved, and I just thought it was like super special to be able to get a signed edition of one of her books. So I bought one for me and one for Lexia as a gift, and I am gonna get into the series at some point when I'm feeling it. I've heard that the first one is everyone's favorite, and then this one, and then the second one is everyone's least favorite, and some people were super disappointed in this one because the couple for this book was super anticipated and like really talked about, and like there was just breadcrumbs left in the first 2 books. But Things We Left Behind by Lucy Score. We have 3 books left, guys. That's it. The next one is The Last Magician by Lisa Maxwell. I don't even remember buying this at all. So, stop the magician, steal the book, save the future. In modern day New York, God, I love New York, magic is all but extinct. The remaining few who have an affinity for magic, the Magus, live in the shadows, hiding who they are. Any Magus who enters Manhattan becomes trapped by the brink, a dark energy barrier that confines them to the island. Crossing it means losing their power and often their lives. Esta is a talented thief, and she's been raised to steal magical artifacts from the sinister order that created the brink. With her innate ability to manipulate time, Esta can pilfer from the past, collecting these artifacts before the Order even realizes she's there. And all of Esta's training has been for one final job, traveling back to 1902 to steal an ancient book containing the secrets of the Order and the Brink, before the magician can destroy it and doom the Magus to a hopeless future. But old New York is a dangerous world ruled by ruthless gangs and secret societies, a world where the very air crackles with magic. Nothing is as it seems, including the magician himself, and for Esther to save her future, she may have to betray everyone in the past. So this is a series. I don't know how many books in the series, but the series is literally called Last Magician. So it sounds good. Obviously, I wouldn't have bought it if I didn't think it sounded good. Oh my god, the dedication for Harry, who is proof that magic is real. Next, we have A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer. I don't know, there's 2 ERs at the end, so I'm not exactly sure how you would pronounce that. But it's a retelling of Beauty and the Beast. Oh wow, Stephanie Garber said that. Okay. Fall in love, break the curse. Cursed to repeat the autumn of his 18th year, Prince Rain of Emberfall thought he could be saved easily if a girl fell for him, but that was before he turned into a vicious beast and destroyed his castle, his family, and every last shred of hope. Nothing has ever been easy for Harper, with her father long gone, her mother dying, and her brother constantly underestimating her because of her cerebral palsy. When she tries to save a stranger on the streets of Washington, D.C., she's pulled into a magical world. Break the curse, save the kingdom. Harper doesn't know where she is or what to believe. A prince? A curse? A monster? As she begins to understand what's at stake, Rain's hope comes flooding back. But powerful forces are standing against Emberfall, and it will take more than a broken curse to save Harper, Rain, and his people from utter ruin. This literally sounds like the first ACOTAR book low-key a little bit. So, I really hope it's good because of that. Sounds good. Romance fantasy. You know, my favorite type of books is romantasy. So, we have A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kember. Alright, lady and gents, I have my very last book of the haul, and this is The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. So, this one, a lot of people have talked about recently. Destiny really set the tone for this book, and she gave it 5 stars, and I think she read it like super fast. This one is a romance, and it's really not that long. It's like just over 300 pages. So it says, same place, different time. Sometimes the worst day of your life happens and you have to figure out how to live after it. For Clementine West, that means burying her head in her work as a book publicist, being practical and forgetting the silly things her beloved Aunt Analia taught her, like living wide and chasing the moon. Clementine would rather stay grounded and keep her heart safe. For the last 6 months, she's done just that. But when she moves into her late aunt's apartment and finds a strange man standing in the kitchen, a man with kind eyes, a southern drawl, and a taste for lemon pies, her well-laid plans begin to fall apart. Because he's the type of man who before all she would have fallen head over heels for, and she still might. Except he exists in the past, 7 years in the past to be exact, and she, quite literally, lives 7 years in the future. Her aunt always said the apartment was a pinch in time, a place where moments blended like watercolors. She also said that love is never a matter of time, but a matter of timing, and Clementine fears she may be 7 years too late. This sounds like the cutest, most cheesiest little palate cleansing romance ever, and I'm genuinely so freaking excited. This is actually the same author of The Dead Romantics, so I probably will never read The Dead Romantics. There's a lot of OG Book Talk books I probably will never read, but this one sounds really good and really sweet, and I think it's just going to be a perfect cutesy little fall romance, just as a palate cleanser from the absolute ridiculous amount of fantasy books that I have now to add to my ever growing TBR. So that is the 22 books that I bought recently. That's actually ridiculous and unnecessary because I definitely am not reading nearly as fast as I'm buying books because I have a book buying problem and I'm constantly buying books. But as you all know, reading and book buying are two completely different hobbies and they bring different kinds of serotonin, and sometimes you just need to buy a bunch of new books to feel content with your life again. So that's what I did. But with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if there are any books you have purchased recently, or if there's any of these that sound good to you that you are going to add to cart or already bought throughout the video. And I hope to see you guys in my next video. Like, comment, and subscribe to my face. Check out all my socials down below, including my Goodreads and my wish list. And I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys!